Hey y'all, Matt here from RetroOnly.com. Today I'm going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch and specifically Nintendo accounts. Before I hop into that, please be sure to hit this like button and then subscribe to our channel, as it really does help us out a lot and also allows other people around the internet to get their questions answered as well and to be able to find these videos a little bit better. So let's go ahead and hop into answering the questions. Do you have to pay for Nintendo accounts or are they free? If you recently bought a Nintendo Switch like this one in front of me, or virtually any Switch to be honest, when you were going ahead and signing into your brand new Switch, you likely found that there are Nintendo accounts. And these Nintendo accounts are traditionally required to save data, they send you emails, if you're looking to buy games on the eShop, you need a Nintendo account, those sorts of things. So a lot of people, if they never purchased a Nintendo product before, might wonder whether you have to pay for that Nintendo account or not. And the answer is, you don't. Nintendo accounts are 100% free. However, if you're talking about a Nintendo Switch Online account, there is a monthly fee for those. The reason is because the Nintendo Switch Online allows you to play their games online. Just like you have on PlayStation or Xbox, their services allow you to play online. Nintendo has the same thing. The difference with Nintendo Switch Online is that your monthly payment is much smaller. For example, you can get a year of Nintendo Switch Online when you buy it all at once for right around $20, which is incredibly cheap. A lot cheaper than Xbox or PlayStation. And you also get some games that come with that. You get access to playing mini games from the original NES and from the Super NES on Nintendo Switch Online. So that is paid. However, just a Nintendo account, when you're signing up for a Switch, those sorts of things are 100% free. You do not have to pay for them no matter how many different ones that you create. You can have different profiles on your Nintendo account, which I'll hop into my Switch and show you here in a second. But I have different profiles for each person in my household that plays on the Switch. So I have one for me, I have a profile for my wife, I have a profile for both of my kids, and then that way it saves the progress on the games that they're playing under their profile. So that way they can keep up and keep track of their progress on the specific game, where exactly they're at on that. So the account, I guess, is 100% free. Then Nintendo Switch Online, if you're looking to get that, that does cost. Now, one more thing that I want to mention in regards to the Nintendo account before I go ahead and show you all the different profiles, how you can go ahead and set that up, those sorts of things on the Switch. There's one thing that you should know, and that is there are mini games that can be purchased through your Nintendo. Okay, if you go to your Nintendo Switch, which I'll show you in a second, you can go to the eShop. And on the eShop, you can download and purchase a bunch of games that will download directly to your Switch that are all cost money, except for a few that are free. Most of them cost money. So you do not want to give maybe your children or grandchildren or anything like that unfettered access to the accounts and to the passwords. That's why Nintendo makes different profiles. So you can have a kid's profile where they can play all their games, but only your profile is allowed to buy things or has your credit card connected to it, those sorts of things. Because I don't want my kids going through and buying all of the games that they see advertised or they see, and then get my credit card statement at the end of the month and wonder why there's thousands of dollars in charges to Nintendo. All right, so that's one thing to keep in mind. All of that is possible on the account. So you don't want to give out your Nintendo account password just because it can allow your kids, grandkids, anyone honestly, to get into your Nintendo Switch eShop, and then from there they can buy games, download them right to your Switch, unless you want to. You know, if your kids, maybe you have a debit card or credit card that's specifically theirs, they can connect it up, they can download certain games, and that you're fine with that, then that's totally fine as well. But that is something to keep in mind. So let me go ahead and hop into the Switch now. I'll show you right here on the TV behind me, and then I will go into exactly setting up the account, how that process all works. So here we are inside of the Nintendo Switch, and as you can see at the top left corner, those are the different users that I have already created on my Switch. Once you get your account set up, you can go into your Switch. All of these are games that I either have or that I have downloaded on my Switch. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to go to System Settings right here at the bottom. And then you're going to want to scroll down. You can set parental controls on here. And then you can also just go down to Users. You can change the order of the users depending on who plays it more often, or you can also just add a user. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close that software real quick here. And then now you can either import user data from another console, let's say you had a different Switch console or a different console prior to that, or you can just create a new user. Then you're just going to select an icon, going to add a name, so we're just going to do test as the name on this one. Hit OK. And then you can choose to link a specific Nintendo account to each user if you choose. What I did is I only have a Nintendo account linked to mine. That's the matte one, the one that is the Mario icon. That's the only one that I have the Nintendo account linked to. All the other ones on here I don't. Those are for my wife and for my kids. We're just gonna go later. And as you can see, it now added it in here. All right, so we can go up here and then you can delete user as well. You have to make sure to read it. And now it's deleted. All right, so that's how you can add different users. And as I said, the only one that I have on my Nintendo account is the matte one right here. I could have Nintendo accounts for all of the different ones. For example, my wife, my son, my daughter, that would be fine, but I don't. I just have it under mine. And then if I need to go, if I want to download any games or the kids want to download games or those sorts of things from the eShop, it has to be done under my user. They have to enter my password. That's another requirement that I have. So for example, if I go into the eShop here, and I'm going to show you what will happen. I have it where it always requires the password every time. And I do that simply because I don't want my kids going on the eShop and accidentally buying something or buying something on purpose without my permission. So any games or anything like that that they want has to be a password from the eShop. All right, so that's some of the information about the Nintendo account, Nintendo Switch Online, and the Nintendo eShop, how you can create users different accounts. The Nintendo account is free. You can have as many Nintendo accounts as you want. I believe it's one per email, but obviously if you have a bunch of different people, you should have a bunch of different emails as well. So you can create as many Nintendo accounts as you want. But honestly, you really don't need more than one Nintendo account for your Switch. On my Switch, I only have the single Nintendo account that's under my name, and then I just have different users for each person who's playing that. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. Again, my name is Matt from RetroOnly.com. Please be sure to hit that like button and then also subscribe to our channel. Have a great rest of your day.